What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today on this, the 19th of April. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Here we are, about 8 hours, 53 minutes left in the day, up 1.1%. This is expected, right? We've been calling for a move that would take us to the upside, while also being cautiously aware of the possibility of going down to about 81.5K, maybe even a little bit lower than that. That's possible. In all fairness, we have not validated this as a low. A lot of the market, a lot of bulls, myself included, we've been celebrating as if it is a low, but we don't have validation yet. Not until we're above these highs, not until we're above about 88K, and even then, that's not good enough for some people. Some people might say that it takes getting above here, getting above these highs, getting above 94, 96,000, something like that. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. It's not a bad thing to be conservative with your expectations, but my expectation would be that if we do get above 88K, and we will get above 88K, that'll validate whatever low that we have. I think this is the low. I think it is presumptuous to call this low, but I am still confident that it is the low. A lot of volume down here, tweezer bottom, double bottom. We had the expectations. We had all the reasons to go lower, and we just didn't do it, right? You couldn't get oversold. You're in an absurdly weak position, a lot of fear, tariff scares, all that kind of stuff, all kinds of stuff going on, and you couldn't even get oversold. That's a sign of strength. Speaking of signs of strength, and I know I've mentioned this over the past few days, but with this daily downtrend in the RSI, you've broken out of it. You've back tested it for support. Yes, you had a couple blemishes here, but I think this best encapsulates this downtrend. If you don't like that, we can maybe we can move it up a little bit or move it up here. But I mean, I don't think we're in the downtrend anymore. However you want to slice it, we're not in the downtrend anymore. Maybe this actually, if I'm being honest with myself, actually that actually might be the best line to draw from. But we're definitely out of it now. Something that we're doing now that's a bit different than what we've done since the beginning or the end of January here is that while we've been living below the 50 every single time, anytime we get above the 50, it's a fresh breath of air, right? And you're just there for a moment, and then you're plunged back beneath. Here, it's been longer than a moment. Here, you've been residing up here and seeing even a little bit of volatility. It's a little bit more than just an up and down kind of endeavor, isn't it? So I think that different behavior is going to beget different results. We won't do this now. We will do this now. And see overbought readings that we haven't seen in literally months, right? And overbought readings are nice because while this has been fun, while going from 74.4K all the way back up to about 86K, while that was nice, I think this next move is going to be even nicer. I think we're going to see a larger, a stronger position here. I mean, let's actually just take that into consideration. Let's see, what would that be? Low to high. That was a 16% move. If we take it from this low, what would that do? That takes us up to 96.3K. Yeah, I think this next endeavor, maybe you find a little turbulence here or something like that, but this next endeavor overall is going to take us up to prices that are above 100K. I am expecting that by the end of the month, Bitcoin is at $111,000. That is the call. It's been the call since the 1st of April. We're sticking with it until really proven otherwise. And I think the way to disprove that would really be to just not move or to not gain any grounds over the next couple of days, right? If it's like the 22nd, the 23rd of April, and we only have a week left in the month, and we're still here or we're at lower prices, I think it's time to wave the flag of defeat. And we're not going for 111K by the end of this month. But if we're up at 96K, 97K over the coming days, if we make that kind of movement, absolutely. 111K is on the docket still. Absolutely it is. So if we don't see anything that's at like 96K or above over the coming days here, if this doesn't happen like within the next week or probably even less than a week from now, then I would start to change my opinion on that. But it's going to take a little bit more than just being bored for me to change my opinion, right? These month-to-month calls are normally pretty accurate, normally. If we're looking at this on a weekly aspect here, we do have support in the same area that we found support this whole cycle, right? Double bottom off the 40, that's powerful. It's very powerful. Now what we need to do is get this RSI above the 50, and I think that a move that would take us above 88K would do it, right? I don't know if in the next day and 9 hours if we'll get that. If we do, you guys, if we close above 88K in the next day and 9 hours to close this week, to close some days above there, that would be phenomenal. That'd be fantastic. Absolutely it would, but I don't know if we get that. I'm not necessarily expecting. I shouldn't say I'm not expecting that. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened, but I'm not holding my breath over it, right? If we don't move up until next week, that's fine. It is the weekend right now, so we don't, there's no pressure, or at least there's no need for pressure. But with that in mind, actually, talking about it being the weekend, if you notice here, let's look at some of these bigger candles, right? Here, Sunday right here, this is a very big red candle. We made a big move on Sunday. Here, Sunday, we pumped right here. We had a very big candle on Sunday. Sunday here, we also had a very big candle. I wonder actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some cyclic lines and we're just going to post those on there. Where do I get my cyclic lines? Is it all right? There we go, right here. Let's go. So today's Saturday. Let's take Sunday from tomorrow, and then go back. We'll do reverse cyclic lines. Sunday here, pretty big candle there, big candle there on that Sunday. Not that big there, but still big over the weekend, Saturday and Friday. A bigger candle here on Sunday where you moved up. You were neutral the days leading into it, right? Sunday here, that was a big candle. That was a big candle on Sunday. This Sunday was just before a big candle, okay? And on Monday, I want to say that the starting hours of Monday are actually on the weekend, right? Tomorrow is Sunday for me. Today's Saturday for everybody, but tomorrow is Sunday for me. The Monday day starts at 6 o'clock p.m. my time. The stock market doesn't open up for another 13 hours after that. So there's 13 hours of the day where Monday will be open. That is still technically the weekend, right? So you can see big movements on Sundays and Mondays, even though they are on the weekend technically, right? Big movement there on Sunday, somewhat of a big movement there on Sunday. Like it's not humongous, but a 3% move, down from here, I think that would scare people. Pumped up from here, I think that would excite people. We're at the point now where a 3% move is exciting for Bitcoin. It's crazy, man. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Sunday here, that was a big day. Not every Sunday is a big day, but I'm just saying we're not afraid. We are rather accustomed to Sundays having some significance. So it really could be, what got me on that tangent is that it could be tomorrow that we close. It could be by the end of this week that we close above 88K. That'd be nice, but I'm not holding my breath over it. I won't be discouraged or disappointed if it doesn't happen, but I will be a little bit disappointed if it comes, it's like the middle of next week and we're not at prices that are well above 90K. I will be a little bit discouraged there, because then my end of month call at 111K is off the table, and then I'm wrong, and nobody likes being wrong. It's not about being right or wrong, but nobody likes being wrong, right? From a high to a low here, consolidating below the 382 is a very powerful thing. I think that this signals one thing and one thing only, that we're ready to go higher, at least at a minimum, to the golden ratio zone. Whenever you see these kind of consolidations just below the 382 or just above the 382 in this area, that also can get you set up for movements that take you beyond the golden ratio. Maybe we do just make a straight move up to $100,000 or beyond, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to hit the stick figure right in the chest here. We're going to stop right at about 94 to 97K there. We'll probably consolidate a little bit, and then going into the end of the month, we'll get that pump. And I'm hoping that we see prices that are not just above 100K, but at new all-time highs. If we're not at new all-time highs by the end of the month, if my call does not come to fruition, I would expect that. I mean, first off, who cares? But I would expect that we see those targets in May. We absolutely will see new all-time highs in May if we don't see it in April. Even if we do see it in April, we're still going to see higher highs in May to be had. My theory is that by the end of May, we'll be at something like 140K. 130 to 140K, that's my expectation. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be May and then boom, we just go there, right? It's going to be a battle. We'll come up here, we'll find resistance. We'll come up here, we'll find resistance, find support. We'll come back between these ranges, and then maybe we'll even stop for a long period of time going into June, and then see a nice move up. Who knows how it's going to happen? I'm just drawing here. It doesn't mean, watch it happen exactly like this, but I doubt it, right? All I'm really trying to say by that is that it's not going to happen overnight. We're not just going to make these movements overnight. Not in the first week of May. By the end of May, I think we'll be at 138K or thereabouts. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, but something thereabouts. By the end of this next move, which I think we're beginning now, we will be beginning by the end of this month. I think we're already in it, but it'll be more obvious that we're in it as we get away from this downward sloping trend here. By the end of this next move, I'm expecting that we'll be at targets around 180K, 170K, something in this zone here, at least 150K. And I think that this will happen by the end of June. So the way I have it drawn is actually inappropriate. It'd be like something like, actually, it'd be something more, maybe we have a little bit of turbulence. I don't know, man. Maybe we're at even higher prices by the end of June. Just knowing how Bitcoin moves, how fast that it can go, and especially whenever it's shrouded in disbelief, we really could see $200,000 by the end of June. I'm not calling for that. That's not the call, but I wouldn't be surprised by it, right? It is something that we can at least consider. Just like 150 to 160K is not the call, but I wouldn't be surprised by that. It is something we should consider. The most likely outcome, in my opinion, is 170 to 180K, but Bitcoin does its best work whenever it's shrouded in disbelief, and I do believe that if we start moving up here, there's going to be some disbelief. There's going to be a lot of people who think they know what they're talking about, that, oh, this is the new high, we're going to go down, we're going to consolidate for months. I really don't think that what we've done so far this cycle is normal. I don't think that these multi-month, like 3-month or longer consolidation phases are normal. Each bull cycle, you get like one phase where you consolidate like that, right? Where you consolidate for more than 3 months. It's not common that you do that like more often, more than just that one time around the halving period, right? The fact that we've done that now once, twice, 3 times, I think we are oversaturated with these long phases of consolidation. I think the market's primed for them, and whenever we stop at this next area, people might expect that we consolidate much like this as we had before, and it won't be until September, until the end of summer, going into the fall, that we move up again. I think people, maybe they'll be right, maybe I'm wrong. But I think what's going to happen is that we see a shorter phase of consolidation, something shorter than the average consolidation phase here, something like this, but maybe even shorter than that. And then coming into June, we're going to really rip to that next target area. But time will tell. I think it's going to throw a lot of people off because I genuinely do expect that 130 to 140K, maybe even 150K, will find some resistance here. We'll see a little turbulence. Maybe we get a 20% drop. Maybe we get a 30% drop from this area. But it's going to be super fast. It's not going to be a long, drawn-out process. And then we're going to get some whiplash to the upside, going up to about 170 to 180K. But what do I know? That's just a theory. Watch it not happen like that at all. Watch, the end of June is right here, just for reference's sake. Right here, watch us do a just nice, consistent, slow move all the way up to this area, right? Just, it's nothing at all what I expected it to be. But I think on a weekly basis, it will kind of look like this. I think we will move up, but on a daily basis, intra-week, you're going to see some volatility happen at various stopping points. Again, those various stopping points from a high here. Come on now, if I can get the high to the low here, they might be at 126K, 135K, 150, 155K. You might find turbulence between these zones. You really could, go all the way up to 135K just to find resistance there, pull back to 120K, drop over 10%. That could make people think, oh, we're going to drop 20% or more. We're going to go back here, and maybe we do, maybe we don't, but then we're still inevitably on our path higher. I just think that these next moves, all I'm trying to say with this last part here, and I feel like I'm saying it poorly, is that the next consolidation phase that we have, it's going to be very short-lived, and I think that's going to throw a lot of people off. I think it'll be intense and short-lived, and it's going to throw people off and shake people out before we actually see that next movement up. The entirety of that next movement up. But I'm just talking at this point, so I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. To summarize this video, we're about to break out. We're about to move higher. Target area is 94 to 97K. We'll take anything that's in there. We'll take anything that's above there. Whenever we break out and whenever we close days above $88,000, the low is in. There's no denying it at that point. Maybe I shouldn't say that. There's a little sense in denying it, but I mean, really, there's not, man. I don't think that you can call it, that you can expect lower lows than that. I mean, anything can happen, but really 96K, this area here, the breakout point, when we get above there, then you really have no excuse. So I think inevitably we're on our path there. It's going to happen by the end of this month. I really think by the end of the month, we're going to be at new all-time highs even, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.